Yeah, it's a beautiful night for the beautiful game at Taft Stadium in downtown Oklahoma City. The Greens, the Energy, one of the hottest teams in the USL, taking on their rivals from San Antonio FC. It is Military Appreciation Night in Oklahoma City. Along with Ross Davenport, I'm Dave Lamont. We thank you for joining us. And this OKC team has come off the deck unbeaten in their last 8, and they have tightened up that Western Conference race. They are trying to knock on the door to get back in the playoffs, so they made that inspired run last year. And right above them, along with Colorado Springs, San Antonio. But you know what? San Antonio has never beaten the Greens. They've had 6 draws and a defeat. And on the road, they have struggled. And Ross, we take a look at OKC unbeaten in the last 8, and this is one of the most exciting turnarounds in the USL.
Yeah, they got off to an absolutely horrible start this year, but again, just like last season, they're picking it up down the stretch. 4 wins, 4 draws in their last 8. Well, they have only scored more than 1 goal in their last 6 games, and that was 6 against Las Vegas. They really need to keep this hot streak going with 9 of their final 12 games on the road.
And San Antonio, traditionally one of the toughest teams defensively in the USL. And a man to keep an eye on tonight for the Greens with Valesky on the bench, Alex Dixon.
Yep, Dixon starts on the right side there for the Greens. Tied for the team lead with 5 goals. With some limited MLS experience, did have 2 goals on national TV earlier this month. It'll be interesting to see how he combines with new striker Adam John on loan from the Crew.
Yeah, Adam John will be getting that start up top tonight. It'll be interesting to see how this combination works out with Christian Valesky available tonight for Steve Cook off the bench. Now for San Antonio, a lot of changes, and Ross will get into that a little bit later on. A big guy for them tonight will be Omar Gordon.
Yeah, Omar's big physical Jamaican international, 26 years old, on loan from Montego Bay since the middle of last season. He did score 3 straight games late May to early June, but only has 1 goal since. He really wants to get on the board here tonight.
San Antonio coming off of a very tight 1-0 win on Wednesday. The Greens didn't score on Wednesday night, but didn't lose either. So will these teams find their offenses this evening? And can OKC continue their rise up into the playoff chase? 90 minutes from now, we'll have an answer.
Find your Mercy primary care doctor at mercy.net/energy.
Success is achieved through hard work, and many business owners work tirelessly for years to realize the dream of franchising their business. FFB partners with companies of all sizes every day and offers an extensive variety of treasury services. FFB will outline a plan just for you, help you streamline cash flow, and monitor your business transactions. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB, we go where you go.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on? With payment options and everything else, nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. They're the traditional parade of the players with their friends, and Elton Garcia will be no one's friend tonight. He's the ref. Let's take a look at our 11s. And first off, we'll begin with the home side for OKC. And there's a brand new name up top there in Adam John.
Yeah, big change up top where the Energy have had some trouble. Adam John comes in on loan for the Columbus Crew. The only other change from their midweek lineup is Sean McClaws at left back in for Kyle Highland.
Brian Byers is the goalkeeper for OKC with Van Oekel still out. Cody Lorendi is available, though, should something happen to Byers. Now, for San Antonio, they bring back Diego Restrepo to in between the pipes, but the rest of this group has changed drastically from Wednesday night.
Yeah, we've got 6 players out, 4 injured, 2 yellow card suspensions. We've got Mike Seth playing right back, who's normally a forward. Interestingly, his lineup's almost the same as July 21st when they beat the Real Monarchs 4-2. We got 16-year-old Ethan Bryant, 16. I can't imagine playing pro soccer at that age.
Yeah, unbelievable, and he's going to get an opportunity tonight. He's already made a little bit of an impact with an assist so far. You take a look at the guy we're keeping an eye on tonight, Alex Dixon. 5 goals and 3 assists for the Energy in those gorgeous green and blue kits tonight.
Yeah, Dixon will be interesting. They need to get him wide. One of the problems OKC seems to have is using that width. Let's see if he makes an impact with his speed tonight.
We're underway. San Antonio, only 1 win on the road so far this season, and OKC 11th, -9 goal differential because of that poor start they got off to, but Steve Cook has turned this team around, and this roster has flipped quite a bit as well.
Yeah, they brought in 10 transactions this year already, 6 new players. It's been quite the change for Cook in that list. It makes it difficult for these players with new teammates almost every week. Yeah,
the idea of playing together is very, very difficult, and particularly when you don't have the practice time right now. This is the 3rd game in 7 or 8 days for both sides. Not a lot of time to train together. Restrepo had a Wednesday night off and a clean sheet. Matt Cardone had a good night, made a clutch save for San Antonio around the 92nd minute to preserve a 1-0 shutout win. OKC, Kyle Highland not playing tonight. That's unusual. So that right side being worked on by Ibiega. And we're going to get a corner kick very early on.
There's that width we talked about. If it doesn't come from the midfield, it's going to come from the back with Ibiega. Another guy with some serious pace.
So he crossed it in off Stephen McCarthy, who's making just his 2nd appearance of the season. And already, now they're smiling now. But that's not going to last long as Rasmussen will handle the corner duties.
Interesting to see that attack came from a missed pass by Ethan Bryant. He's a 16-year-old. You always want to get that first touch in at that age.
Far post headed. Oh, off the pipe. And then a save made on the line. Ross had a chance on the rebound and a save hit a defender. And that went over the end line and a goal kick coming up, and OKC had 2 excellent chances.
It looked like a Tiba Harris coming in here unmarked. Wow. Got away with one there at San Antonio. They almost found themselves down early on the road here.
Look how close that was to a handball, too, by Mike Seth. He pulled his right hand away and was able to stop Ross's shot with his body to keep it clean early.
Yeah, Darren Powell will not be happy with the marking on that corner.
Well, a deep breath for San Antonio could be taken by their supporters after that. Cochran, the captain, and the armband being worn tonight for the Greens by Justin Chavez.
That was already field.
Some fans are still walking in. They just missed that.
They would have been upset with themselves if they had. Especially with the way OKC has struggled to get the ball in the back of the net. That would have been a great start for the home team.
Oh, it was a beautiful header. And Restrepo is out of that. No way he could have saved it. The only thing that saved him was the pipe.
As a goalkeeper myself, those headers are the hardest ones to save because you really don't know what angle they're going to come off that head. At least with the strikes with the feet, you can tell somewhat where they're going to go, but the head, you never know.
That's headed back. I'm not sure that was the original intention there. It's going to go back one more time to Restrepo off of Hedrick. The second head, and there's Hedrick right there.
San Antonio was still trying to catch that breath after that gut punch, almost gut punch.
Yeah, I don't think they've even gotten it across midfield yet.
Yeah, but OKC are pressing high, making things tough for the road team.
Yeah, John there, number 9. Ross has mentioned, on loan from MLS and Columbus Crew. Throw-in coming up here, and the Energy playing quickly. And they'll reset. And get the ball on this end for the first time in the half. It'll be over to Ibiega, pardon me. And deflected, he'll get a chance for the throw in.
Darren Powell with his trademark baseball cap.
Tends to wear gray shirts a lot too, which matches San Antonio's color scheme. Dixon. A lot of white shirts around him, but Dixon was able to defeat a couple of defenders before it was deflected away. Another throwman coming up for the Energy as they advance the ball down the pitch. Working down that right side primarily. Ibiega fighting for possession and able to hold off Rasmussen.
That's good work there from Ibiega.
Long cross. Badil will try to chase it down. Can he get there first instead of Seth? He cannot, and Seth will get it. And you're right. Seems like San Antonio hasn't even gotten off the bus yet.
No, yeah, especially with all these changes. It's going to be tough to get into this game. They're going to try and keep this game tight, I think, for the first 15 minutes and then see what they can figure out going forward.
They still haven't gotten the ball by their thrust into the other end. A little room here for Rasmussen.
He's not a guy you want to give room from 30 yards.
I thought he might go ahead and take a rip at it, but instead they'll try to attack now from the left side. Now Badil, also creative with the feet. Ibiega working in concert with Dixon. Dixon turned into some trouble there, but maintained possession nicely. Ross, who had a shot deflected off the line in the opening couple of minutes. You almost feel like if OKC can't take advantage of this opening 6 to say 7, 8 minutes of possession here, it would be a major disappointment.
Yeah, I think to a certain extent with the way, as I said, they have struggled to put the ball on the net. I think if they can just maintain possession early here, wait for their chance to get that clear shot at goal, they won't be too disappointed. Plenty of space in the middle here.
Yep, Dixon now through to John. It's not going to get there in time as Restrepo anticipated that.
Yeah, Restrepo well off his line there. The keeper, you always want to be starting as far out as you possibly can without opening that goal for the lob, but he came out nicely there and stopped John.
He's not a guy to linger back there, Restrepo.
No, yes, if you look at him, he doesn't look like a goalkeeper.
When you think of some of the taller keepers you have around the league, and then Restrepo, not at all tall, but very quick and very aggressive. He was outstanding last year when San Antonio made a big run, ended by OKC, oddly enough. You had a very good look there from the perspective of the fourth official. Ooh, Hedrick missed the header initially, and now he gets it again, and there you see John forechecking a little bit. Energy FC's next home match, by the way, is going to be Saturday, August the 11th against Real Monarchs SLC. And for more information about becoming an Energy FC member, bring a group to a match or single game tickets, just call 235-KICK.
There's only 3 games left. 3 home games left. These OKC fans won't want to miss one, especially with the way they're playing lately.
Yeah, both these teams, the schedules are going to be a little rough on them as the summer wears on, because most of these games for both these sides will be away from home.
Yeah, as much as you don't want to call it a must-win for OKC, where they are in the standings, you know, I think 6 points behind San Antonio. A win here would be huge with all the away games they've got coming up. Yet to hear Charlie Ward's name. Great signing from the Dynamo, getting released by them earlier this summer. To get him involved here.
Yeah, 22 in white. If we see him, you're right. We just saw Connor Presley with the touch. There's Ward right there.
Yeah, he seems to be playing very deep. Almost the center back there.
Maybe Nathan Dahl will flop.
Take a good look at Ward. Has a goal this season. And McCarthy decided to go for the thrust. It didn't work. Ibiega was able to intercept. Now Chavez, good touch there. Looks like it might have been deflected. He thought it might have been a handball, as a matter of fact, but he didn't get the whistle. Lopez. There's a player that deserves to be watched. Mikey Lopez, number 5, has a couple of goals and was very active the other night in the win over the Switchbacks.
He has a lot of MLS experience for a 25-year-old, as Mikey Lopez. 28 starts over the last 2 years for NYCFC. It's interesting to see where Charlie Ward is playing tonight for San Antonio. Almost, as I said, almost looks like he's at the center back spot.
We'll keep an eye on that as the evening goes on. Now off of Guzman. Here's the chance early on for San Antonio at last. Presley will try to get to that first, and he doesn't, but we got a first look at Omar Gordon, and Gordon will handle the corner kick, it looks like.
Yeah, you can see what Gordon brings. He's a very strong runner. You can see there, a physical specimen. Don't give him space in the box. He'll finish it.
Now Gordon will cede the corner kick. And so the first good opportunity coming up here for San Antonio FC of the match in the 10th minute. There's Ward. Far post. Got a whistle and a foul going against San Antonio. And the first time we'll mention Brian Byers' name, the keeper for the Energy.
Yeah, Byers allowed 4 goals in his first start, but only 1 goal in each of the two. Only 1 goal total in his last 2 starts.
Is it a product, Ross, of as the season goes on, teams tend to get a little tighter defensively because the scores have been a little bit lower, I noticed, especially in the West as the season has gone on?
No, for sure, especially with that center-back pairing. The more the center-backs play together, more feeling, that's where it all starts. That's where the vocal communication from, and the goal, keeping that consistency at keeper as well.
Flag up. That'll be whistled away. Well, OKC thought they had consistency. They've had injury issues in that goalkeeper position. Cody Lorendi last year. He's just now getting back to where he's the backup keeper. Van Oekel getting hurt a couple of weeks ago. They didn't really realize at first how serious his injury is. He's now out indefinitely. So Brian Byers has stepped in, and you do have a fine backup in Lorendi if you need him.
Yeah, with the way they've continued this winning streak, even with Byers in there, chance of them putting him on the bench at this point is 0.
So again, this is kind of how San Antonio has begun the match for the most part. They did have the one opportunity on the corner kick, but it was whistled away. They have been defensive to start. Now here's a chance for Hedrick down the right side. Good touch there. That was Bryant, the youngster. Couldn't handle it. Now Baril. And a little bit of room here for Dixon. And there's a guy you don't want to give room to. Give and go. Good idea. Just didn't quite work out. Now Presley will begin a counterattack perhaps here for San Antonio. But instead, they pull it back.
That was almost a lovely ball by John. Showing some great early understanding with Dixon. The one-touch pass just cut off by McCarthy.
Guzman. He's onside. Into the goal. Byers comes off the line. Guzman hesitated as the defense caught up.
Ooh.
And the shot goes across and no good. Drew Becky comes over to help.
OKC are very upset, the linesman. They wanted an offside there. It almost looked like Guzman was going to give us a replay of that little spinorama goal. The goal of the week from this week. Ooh, he almost thought about that.
27 on corners is you.
OKC got back well, though, to stifle that chance.
I have to admit, from the first angle, I thought he was offside, but we didn't get a complete look at it, to be fair to the referee and to the referee's assistant.
It was one of those plays where you wondered how he had so much space. There had to be something wrong.
So throw-in coming up for OKC. The Energy at one point this season went over 600 minutes without a goal. And it was just part of a really, really rough start. But they've picked it up since then. The issue is, that they dig themselves such a big hole in the first couple of months of the season that they'll miss the playoffs? Or can they, say, grab the 8th spot and really be a pain as the playoffs approach?
Yeah, nobody wants to be that team playing the hot team coming into the playoffs, no matter what seed they are.
No, absolutely right. They play with a great deal of confidence.
It almost looks like San Antonio are playing with sort of a 3-man defense with Ward in the middle when they don't have the ball.
Maybe they move Cochran up. He did run down the left quite a bit last week. Now Connor Presley marked by Byers. Had to try to get a hand on that, and it went all the way across. Omar Gordon controlled it. They tried a little give and go from Lopez to Gordon. That didn't work. Shut down there. McLeod's now playing defense, 1v1 against Gordon. And it's ruled off of McLeod, so a throw-in coming up here in close for San Antonio. And it looks like Seth is going to head all the way to Kickapoo in order to throw this.
It's like he wants to start a 200-meter race. See if he can get this one in the box and cause some havoc.
He did throw it into traffic, and OKC handling it very well. And now Badil, a very skilled player, will get it down the pitch.
Yeah, that throw was sort of a middling one. There was two guys at the front that were looking for the flick on, and he overshot them. And there was nobody ready for that sort of middling ball there.
Trying to get through this will go right to Byers. It's interesting who's on the bench tonight for OKC. We mentioned at the top of the show Christian Valesky is not starting tonight. Miguel Gonzalez is available tonight. Jamie Sias got 4 goals. He is available tonight for Steve Cook, along with John Brown and Al Hassan and Cody Lorendi should they need to switch goalkeepers.
Yeah, plenty of talent there if this this Adam John experiment doesn't work.
Harris with a splendid tackle, and Badil got a little too fancy for his own good. Take down there by Gordon.
Just a little clumsy from Gordon.
Now, the USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter. OKC had the better run of play the first several minutes. With about 2 minutes gone in the match, they had a splendid opportunity as Harris had a header off of the left post, goalie's left post, right post to UNI. And a follow-up shot by Ross was blocked by Seth at the line. Keeper never touched the ball.
Yeah, that's what he said before.
Yeah, OKC are pressing real tight, not letting these San Antonio guys have any time on the ball. Good play there.
It appears that San Antonio settled into the match a little bit more now. Here's Guzman. And back to Ward.
Powell, I want to see Guzman coming that far back to pick up that ball, though.
Now, Ward's got plenty of space. He'll dump it off to Connor Presley. OKC will try the counterattack. And a good job there by Seth to get in the way of Badil.
Yep, Seth, normally a forward, did make 3 starts earlier this year at left back in place of when Cochran was out, playing right back tonight. He'll be looking to get forward, just like Cochran does on the other side.
That's Bryant trying to get through, and a little collision there with Ibiega, and it's going to be a goal kick coming up here for Byers.
It was good defense there by Ibiega. That was a tasty ball from Bryant. Ibiega using his physicality to knock Presley off the ball. You gotta be careful with that left arm. Presley wasn't arguing for it, but defenders, that's what referees are looking for. You extend that arm, you're liable for giving away a free kick. Gotta be careful.
A header launched.
Speaking of arms being out, Guzman wanted the free kick there.
That looked like just normal run of play to me. I don't think anybody had a big advantage. But you got to try to sell them. I get that. Well, John knew he was going to be offside, so there was just no point in chasing.
Yeah, there's one example there of the miscommunication when you're playing with a new guy up top. He wasn't available last game. This was his first game available, John. We weren't sure whether he was going to start over Valesky, but he did. He has.
Taken to the supplemental draft in the first round in MLS in 2013 by San Jose, on loan from the Columbus Crew. He's played over 100 MLS matches.
It's an interesting. Adam John, he was played for Sacramento Republic and had it's 9 goals in 31 games in 2014 and 2016. And Warren Smith, who's the former Sac Republic president, is now a senior advisor with the Energy. So that's probably a connection there, bringing John in, to try and fix these Oklahoma City offensive woes. That's good work there from Cochran.
Cochran over to Ward. And now San Antonio trying one more thrust down that left side. Presley. Mikey Lopez. He'll try to cross this into traffic. It came off the head of an OKC defender. Rasmussen gets a piece of it. And Presley wins it. And there's a whistle, and it's going to go against San Antonio. And then late after the play, we saw Lopez get decked, and the referee's going to step in here. Let's see if he just blows the whistle to have Lopez checked by the trainer.
Yeah, Presley wasn't happy with that call. Looked like he got hooked by the Oklahoma City player, but we missed Lopez off the ball here. Let's take another look.
Well, the whistle had already blown when this happens, too. Right about there is where the whistle blows. Now, the players were late reacting to that, and that could have been dangerous.
You'll be feeling that one for the next 10 minutes.
Yep. Fortunately, Lopez up fairly quickly and able to get back into the match. Byers just ripping into that. You know what's unusual? Here's an opportunity now for OKC trying to feed Rasmussen in the middle. It won't get there. Bryant just beat Rasmussen to the spot to get the ball. And San Antonio hustling to avoid the throw over. And they will get the throw in after all.
Yeah, that's one thing Cook will be looking for John to do, is win those aerial duels and knock that ball back for the midfielders to win that second ball. That was a good one there. Good kick from Byers, good header down from John. Just couldn't find that second ball.
The Energy FC Gold Card is a benefit for season seat members that earns you discounts at several metro area locations like Terry Parker Solutions, Mama Rita's, and Buffalo Wild Wings on Northwest Expressway. And to learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. And pressure from San Antonio now is Gordon showing his strength. Won that one. His pass blocked. He'll get it back. Now the youngster Bryant out wide. Lopez. But OKC back. Cochran.
Lopez has shown his frustration. He needs some people to move and create some space for themselves before the pass. And yet he's frustrated again. Just that final third. Missing that last key pass to free somebody up.
Take a look at the captain there. Greg Cochran with an assist on the season. OKC with the throw-in in minute 22. Ross Davenport, Dave Lamont. OKC and San Antonio, two teams. San Antonio both on the fringes. OKC a little bit farther back in the playoff chase, 11th in the conference. And now Badil, long cross on the switch. Dixon down the left side this time, trying to create some space, shoots, and Restrepo got a late look at it, but kept it out of the back of the net.
Yeah, he had to get down quickly. Looks like Baril and Dixon are switching sides a little bit. He looks like Dixon might be out on the left now. Try and create something. That was a good strike there from 20 yards out. Restrepo had to be careful.
Dixon's had a terrific season for OKC and a great hot run he's been on lately, too.
As hot as those pink boots he's wearing.
Well, you've got the rainbow sherbet boots of Badil. And you've got Dixon in the fluorescence, the pinks.
Definitely looks like Baril's taking up the role on the right side here, and Dixon on the left, which is, Dixon was having some success earlier. It's a strange move. We'll see how it works out for Steve Cook.
Ibiega, now here's Badil. Chavez, and that's a great touch as it turns out. Ball stayed in. Badil will cross. Oh, and it hit John in the chest. He might have lost it. He almost got his first goal for the Energy by accident.
It was a great touch by Cyprian Hedrick, though. It almost looked like it was going to float over his head, and John, I don't think, was ready for it to clear him either. He couldn't do much other than take it off his face.
Now Dixon will lob in. Nobody there. Now Badil will try to play off of. And did Presley keep that in play? He did not. Take a look again. This is...
It's a superb cross on the half volley.
Yeah.
He didn't know much about it. If he'd have gone off his face, he'd have been celebrating no matter how it went in the
You
net.
kidding? By the time he was 50 years old, it would have been a header from 20 yards out running. Unfortunately, thanks to YouTube, his grandchildren would be able to find the goal.
This is very true. Yeah, one of the coaches there telling Charlie Ward to try and shift it. Trying to get that Oklahoma City midfield off to one side and then swing it back the other way. Used their width well when they've had a chance to tonight, though, OKC.
That foul going to go against OKC right around midfield. So far, not a difficult game for the referee to work, Elton Garcia. Some other results from around the league while we have a second. Louisville defeating Ottawa today 3-0. Portland and LA. P2 picks up a 4-3 win over Los Dos. Charleston over the Kickers 3-0. And North Carolina beats Pittsburgh 2-1. And getting late, Charlotte versus Penn. Ooh, and McCarthy has a tough play there. 1-0 Charlotte, 65th minute. We'll get you caught up on the rest when we get a moment. And that's going to be driven out of bounds by McCarthy, so John will have a chance here, or someone will have a chance for a throw-in.
He just played the first time.
It'll be Rasmussen.
Go again, Colin, come on. And you're into him, and you're into him.
Hey,
Back up.
the guy that was
Rasmussen, little flick to Badil, now to John. He'll work it back.
Yeah, Baril wanted that ball back, but John
But he's our sub.
didn't see him.
Go on, higher. Take him away. Come on, kid. Come on.
Well, you think it's going to be some awkward moments with John and his new teammates. It has to be. It's unreasonable to expect otherwise.
So is Sturridge.
No, yeah, especially up top as a midfielder, you want to get used to the runs that your nine's going to make, whether it's around the back. Ooh, it's almost another good run by Baril. You need to get used to where your nine's going to be. Is he going to come back for that ball? Is he going to go up with a header? Is he going to make that run, that diagonal run?
Now Connor Presley.
Good, Connor. Good.
Is it off to Ward? Ward surveys.
Keep Greg to see us. Good, Charlie.
Now back to Presley, who switched to the right side. He'll cross it, and Byers, I think, got a couple of fingernails on that. Now Lopez at the other end.
Ah.
Bryant, a little too heavy and a little too light there. Ward anticipated and intercepted. Gordon.
Hey,
And he'll retreat.
Bo don't want that.
Gordon being marked very carefully by Ross. Now McClaws will have that tough responsibility. Omar Gordon, who we highlighted at the beginning, has 4 goals on the year.
OKC quite happy to sit back here and let San Antonio play with that ball in not so dangerous spots.
It depends on what they're looking for.
Well, Gordon wide to Cochran. Presley didn't go where Cochran thought he was going to. Cochran over to Lopez and flicks on a little header, and Byers in perfect position for the save.
Yeah, if they're going to break down this OKC defense, you need some more of those diagonal runs. That was a nice one by Lopez. Not much danger to Byers, but the threat was there. A little higher, and he might have caused some trouble for the keeper in red. Just like there. Good pressure.
Well, Energy FC and Arvest Bank have teamed up to add a new element to home matches. The first ball that leaves the field of play and makes it into the stands is yours. You can keep it, take it home. Or maybe get some autographs on it at the end of the night.
Starting the process.
Presley's got some room. He'll strike from distance, but Byers had a clean look at that and was able to jump on it immediately.
It's a good carry from Presley, though. We haven't seen too much of that. It's been some nice ticky-tacky passing from San Antonio, but there's a good carry there. It'll make them think about it a little bit when next time Presley gets the ball.
Well, this game has changed around completely from the beginning. Now it's San Antonio that seems to be the aggressor and putting more pressure on OKC, whereas it's the other way around in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, San Antonio was sitting a lot deeper. As I said earlier, I think they were, weathered the storm for that first 15 minutes, then trying to open it up a bit. Charlie Ward sitting a little further forward now.
Badil, it's a little bit of a late touch and a foul called against him. He tried again to get across into John. It was just overdone. OKC on an 8-game unbeaten string. By far and away their best form of the season after an awful start.
Whenever they got contact with me, we started talking.
Yep, San Antonio at close to 66% possession at the moment. It's great for any road team, no matter what point in the game.
Now for OKC, Ross, they opened up and beat their rivals from Tulsa 1-0 March 17 and didn't win another game until May 19. On the other hand, they haven't lost a game since June 10th.
Yeah, I think last season showed them that no matter how far back you get within reason, that there's always a chance in this league that you can make a push up the standings, make a run the last 2 or 3 playoff spots. Again, it's going to be a tough road with so many road games, but if any team can do it, this OKC team showed last year, they've got the potential.
Now, we mentioned that their next home match is not till August 11.
My birthday, by the way.
Well, I will get you something. But they do have to go to Colorado Springs for a midweek match. Now Badil from John. Badil will cross. Headers just missed. And it'll be cleared away by Hedrick. What a beautiful ball from Badil and a great opportunity. And now another chance here as Dixon knows what might have been.
Yep, another John Baril connection. Oh, he just sort of misjudged it. It was good defense there by the converted striker, Mike Seth. He just did enough to put Dixon off. Yeah, that John Baril connection, that switch to the right side seems to have helped quite a bit.
Let me correct something. They do not have a midweek match coming up. They do go to Colorado Springs. That's at altitude on August 4th. And then they have the another derby against Tulsa. That'll be on the road on the 8th. Into traffic, there's a whistle. But only 3 home matches remaining. That's the 11th and 25th of August and the 23rd of September. And that's it for matches at Taft.
It's going to be tough, as we always say. You pick up a point on the road, then you'll be happy with that. Then you got to win your home games. That's why this one is critical. Picked up those points on the road lately as part of this winning streak. I mean, it's unbeaten streak, excuse me. The stripper's getting frustrated looking for a play outlet here.
Shouldn't be that difficult.
Pressure from OKC is heavy.
And Rasmussen and John began the match with a sort of forechecking style, and they're back at it again. Now, let's see here. We know what Steve Cook thinks.
Oh, that came off Ibiaga.
Chavez. Harris, he had that great opportunity in the second minute that could have made this a 1-0 game.
Both teams pressing a little harder here as we get into the final third of this first half.
It doesn't seem like a game that's going to end up without a goal.
I think it's going to be a mistake like this or a turnover deep somewhere that's going to turn into a goal.
Unable to get that there was Guzman. Well, you know, with San Antonio, so many changes, so many people either injured or suspended, like Escalante, who was so effective off the bench the other night. And he had an accumulation of cards. And also out, Darnell King, the former Florida Atlantic University player in Boca Raton, Florida. He's out with a card accumulation, and he's played every game but one until tonight. So an important player on the back line for San Antonio. So you wondered how their communication was going to be with so many new faces.
Yeah, you can practice as much as you like with a squad, but until you actually get out there on the field with this many changes, it's going to take a while here. They're hanging in, and they're playing well so far, just haven't created that one great chance yet.
And for the Greens, of course, you've got a new player up top, Adam John. Experience for sure, 12 goals in MLS play. So making his Greens debut tonight, number 9. And will he go the full 90? You do have Valesky able to come off the bench tonight.
It's Bull.
Now a threat here from San Antonio. Play on, says the referee. And a little bit of a hesitation on trying to clear it. And Ibiega finally able to clear it, but not out. Gordon trying to clear space for himself, can't do it. He'll fire anyway, and it's going to be way too high and out of play. And everybody's going to bark at the referee this time, both sides unhappy.
Let's take a look at that shot by Omar Gordon. Trying to find some space. Seems to be having some trouble dealing with this artificial turf. That was a good strike, though. Plenty miles away from Bayer's goal, though no trouble for him.
Well, that guy is just a muscle. It's just, I mean, those are Earl. I'm going to throw an old name at you, and if you're an old football fan, those are Earl Campbell legs right there that guy's got.
He's definitely an athlete.
The way he knows that, his brother-in-law retired
That's the guy who's hogging all the weights in the gym at the squat rack, is Gordon.
I think most of his teammates aren't going to argue about it, though.
No, no, they'll let him do it.
His wife had to stop teaching.
You can see from just this shot right here how far forward these San Antonio fullbacks are. Really trying to get him up the pitch and trying to create some width.
Well, Chavez almost disrupted that. In fact, he did interrupt the flow, and he's won the ball back. Rasmussen drops off to Badil, with Gordon chasing him, grabbing him, bumping him, and it doesn't seem to matter. Badil maintains control, gets around the corner. Can he do anything with it? Nope, went a little bit too far as he was trying to turn the corner. Cochran marking him well enough, and it'll be a goal kick here for Diego Restrepo. Penn has tied Charlotte in the 75th minute in an Eastern Conference matchup, 1-1. The Rowdies and New York, 2-2, 65th minute. Toronto looking for a win. They're playing tonight against Nashville in Rochester and lead at the half, 1-0.
There you go.
And also going on right now, Colorado Springs and RGV, neither side able to score in that matchup, which began at about the same time as us. Tulsa and Fresno also without a goal through 33 minutes.
Again, Restrepo taking it. He's getting very frustrated with his team here. OKC is really trying to pin them in, not allow that easy outlet from the back.
He is not a soft-spoken goalie, Restrepo, so he'll let him know exactly when he's unhappy and when he's happy.
It's clearly something that Steve Cook has found out here and focused on.
Wow, Dixon with some great skill, beating 3 defenders, clearing room down that left side, drops off for Badil. He'll leave it. Ibiaga will chip in. And I'm not sure why he didn't just go ahead and bring out the driver to try to crank up a shot, but he did not. And an opportunity lost for OKC.
Man, as a right back, Ibiaga's not going to get too many opportunities like that again. That ball's laid off for you, lots of space, and I think everybody in the crowd wanted to take a swipe at it. Great work here down the left side from Dixon. Oh, it was on a plate. Oh.
Trying to feed John, maybe trying to impress the new guy.
It wasn't a horrible idea, but as a right back, I guess as a right back there, your confidence might not be high that you're going to hit the frame. Restrepo again. The long goal kick is a thing that's sort of been phased out of soccer, with managers wanting their goalkeepers to play it out from the back rather than kick it long. OKC making life difficult for Restrepo from the back.
Yeah, Badil saving that ball from going away. And now Gordon will start it the other way as he comes off of John's little mistake. Now Bryant, 16 years old, getting the start tonight. He turned 17 in August.
Steve Cook's not going to be happy seeing his center forward going backwards inside his own half. Almost cost them on that occasion. Very strong beard games, all these goalies.
I tell you what, you think about, yeah, Cardoni for San Antonio. Restrepo is one of the few clean-shaven keep. Plus, Lorendi, as the backup keeper for OKC, can man bun and beard you. As Dixon's effort is rejected.
Cardoni is by far the most impressive.
Trying to get through to John, and McCarthy and Restrepo interrupting that. If they didn't get that, John is sitting there with an open net.
Yeah, I initially thought that cross in the air would have been the best thought for John there, but it came along the ground and he almost got in there.
There's Cody Lorendi. Just happy to see him back in uniform after he suffered that devastating knee injury near the end of last season.
Yeah, he's going to have to fight his way. We'll have to wait to get a chance of getting back in this lineup.
He was captain last year for this OKC team.
He's going to be a little torn though, because he knows his only way back in this lineup is for his team to start struggling.
Yep.
He obviously doesn't want to see.
Oh, that was whiffed. That did not look good that time by Harris. Gordon got across the line. So neither side that time covering themselves in glory. Gordon a surprising mistake, and Harris made a mistake that almost was costly, but was not.
Looks like Gordon has switched to the left side now. Give him a little different look. See where Connor Presley is.
Yeah, Presley had been working almost exclusively down that left, and now you see Gordon in your picture just for the moment. Myers will try to place this someplace.
Good to see both managers trying different things this early. Get the offense going. That's not what they want to see.
Not sure what that was.
Ugly.
But Myers will quickly distribute that.
We haven't heard much of Callum Ross's name tonight.
Early we did. He had that opportunity that was blocked by Seth in the second minute there when Seth was standing on the line next to Restrepo. But you're right. He's been doing a lot of defending, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's a guy that can be the creative force for OKC. Chavez's defensive midfield prowess leaves Ross get forward a little bit more, and hasn't done it yet tonight.
Just enough of a push and enough of a dive by McCarthy between the two of them to draw the whistle.
Both teams getting a little frustrated here with the lack of flow.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a snag in play.
Just a nudge from Baril.
Yeah, it wasn't much to it. Yeah.
He didn't seem to think so.
McCarthy pleading his case. Hey, he pushed me.
Playing only his second game this season, the Hawaiian. Veteran of 69 MLS games for the Revolution. Good to see him back out there, getting some minutes.
Restrepo chipping this into the box, trying to set up a dangerous, and now we have a OKC player down. Can't see who it is just yet. The whistle is going to go against San Antonio. That is Drew Becky. And I think they're holding off bringing out the training staff.
Yeah, Becky's an interesting story. He went over to Europe and picked up a very nasty virus, put him out for 6 to 8 months.
Well, this will add a little bit to stoppage time, but we're not going to have a lot. We've had no discipline tonight. We've had very few long conversations with the referee and the players. We've obviously had no goals. And Becky looks like he's going to be okay.
Let's take another look at this one. He just kind of fell awkwardly. Caught his feet underneath himself. Yeah, Becky's been a fixture since coming in from Jacksonville last month and been a big part of this unbeaten streak. I want to keep him healthy.
Well, a Mercy physician can keep you at the top of your game. You can find your doctor at mercy.net/topgame. At Mercy, your life is our work.
Yeah, she had to have a GoFundMe for Becky because he wasn't under contract when he picked up this virus in Europe. Raised, I think,
6 to 8 months?
They raised 30 grand for him. Wow. Yeah, it was a nasty, nasty thing. Good to see him back healthy.
And Becky running around there as he looks much better than he did a minute ago. Happy to say.
It's funny how that goes.
It's a pleasant evening in Oklahoma City. We didn't need any water breaks tonight because of excessive heat. And, of course, artificial surface holds the heat well. Now John trying to win that ball, slipped. And I don't think he's hurt. I think he's a little frustrated with himself as he gets back up quickly when he sees he needs to keep playing.
Yeah, that might actually have been Rasmussen. He seems to find himself all over the field. Left, right, center.
Watch highlights from every game of the 2018 season and stay up to date with news from across the USL at the league's official Facebook page, facebook.com/USL Soccer. And after all that, Cochran threw it right to an OKC player.
Yeah, OKC are doing a great job of keeping San Antonio pinned, whether it was Restrepo or these throws inside the San Antonio half.
And Cochran one more time.
See again, he can't find anybody open.
Well, he'll just hurl it down the pitch, and Chavez got a head on it, but so did Lopez. And now Lopez will flick into Trent. Looked like Presley might have been the target, but he slipped and fell. And all of a sudden, there really wasn't anybody on side wearing white.
Yeah, he wasn't complaining, so clearly it was all of his own accord.
I don't think anybody touched him. I think he just lost his balance. So it might be a quiet end to the first half that began with a great chance for the Energy they could not take advantage of. Really have not had that many since then.
Nice touch.
Oh, here's Gordon. This is potentially dangerous. What a tackle. Beautifully done by Becky.
Here he is. Been a big part, as I said, of this unbeaten streak, and that was a massive tackle.
And if he missed the timing on that at all, it could have been a PK. It was that close and that dangerous, but it was also beautifully executed. Now Dixon out left against Seth. And Dixon drawing 3 white shirts, trying to get around Seth. And Seth does a fine job to halt Dixon. However,
let's take a look at this tackle by Becky again. Oh, perfectly timed, and he got back up and played it himself. Beautiful. Textbook. I don't think Gordon ever even saw it coming. If you're going to leave your feet in the box, you need to make sure you're going to get that ball.
So Rasmussen now with a chance. And it was his launch that nearly wound up in the back of the net off the head of Harris earlier. Oh, that just missed there.
Another great delivery from Rasmussen. Right in the danger area, well cleared.
Now Guzman to Lopez to Gordon. Gordon with Becky keeping an eye on him. Forgot one thing.
Yeah, his dribbling has left a lot to be desired tonight, Mr. Gordon. I don't know if it's this turf, but he's had trouble keeping that ball on his toe.
We'll see what the fourth official puts up for stoppage time here. 2 minutes. Little touch here for Ross. Ross working against Ward. Over to Dixon.
We wanted it back.
Oh, that's not a bad idea here if Ross can do something with it. And it looks like they're going to get another corner kick out of it.
If he played that ball a half second earlier, it would have been a little more effective, but it turned out all right for OKC. Another corner. Rasmussen been delivering them nicely so far in this first half.
Well, let's see what the target is. All hands come down on deck. Watch for 15, Harris. He had the header that went off the goalpost.
As soon as I said that, I think it's the first poor delivery of the evening.
Yep. Ibiega tried to get to that, but just could not.
Frustrated with himself. Neither team seems too interested in letting this first half go any longer. McCarthy's got his headgear off.
Does he take that off to argue with the referee? Kind of like you take your hat off at the dinner table, you know, if your grandparents are there.
Mr. Garcia's had enough from McCarthy, I think, here.
And now, just as I said, we've had no lectures in this half.
Sure whether he's complaining about something at the corner, I'm not sure.
Had to be something that went on in the wash there that he didn't like, and it's not going to matter. The Energy FC Gold Card, a benefit for season seat members. You earn discounts at several metro area locations like Fandango, Fitzbob, and Supermercado Morelos. To learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. Maybe one last chance here for the Greens before we take a break. Rasmussen trying to feed it to John, but they can't find him at the moment. Ross played it back to Rasmussen. Back to Ross,
nice.
back to Rasmussen on a give and go. Top of the box, rejected, and the officials had enough. John had a chance. You can see the frustration from Rasmussen and John right before halftime. Just a little microburst there from OKC. But that tackle by that man there, Drew Becky, has helped keep this game without a goal in the first half. Coming up, we're going to hear from Brent Skarkey with another great report on OKC in the community.
Mercy helps the Energy get to the top of their game. We can help you get to the top of yours. Learn more at mercy.net/energyfc.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on? With payment options and everything else, nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
Success is achieved through hard work, and many business owners work tirelessly for years to realize the dream of franchising their business. FFB partners with companies of all sizes every day and offers an extensive variety of treasury services. FFB will outline a plan just for you, help you streamline cash flow, and monitor your business transactions. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB, we go where you go.
Before the celebration. Before the projections. Wait, those are the projections? Before you changed course. Again. Before the late nights, long shots, and leaps of faith. Before it was a startup. It was just an idea. And then, everything changed. Cox Business. We're making the connections that change everything.
Neither side able to find the back of the net. OKC in a little bit of an offensive slump as they did not score Wednesday either in San Antonio. Typically strong defensive side. And that's where we stand right now here at Taft. Energy FC works to be active in the community with the help of corporate partner Gulfport Energy. The team recently worked and put on a clinic for some special players at Southmore High School. Energy FC digital reporter Brent Skarkey shares the story behind the clinic.
Summertime means fun, and for the special needs kids from Moore Public Schools, a special morning in June turned into some serious summertime smiles.
Get them out here interacting with people and doing some things that they may not have the opportunity to do otherwise.
Anything to, kind of get these kids outside and have some fun during the summer, running around, playing, having professional soccer players run them through drills, for a great day.
The Oklahoma City Energy FC partnering with Gulfport Energy through their Sidekicks program to work with the Moore Public Schools to get these kiddos out and active.
They had us come out, do a little bit of soccer, have a little bit of fun, get them outside and have some fun together.
We partnered with the public school program here to kind of get these kids out and run through some soccer drills and play yard games and have some fun.
Kicks and high fives, dunks, and well, basically just a whole lot of fun. Inflatables and goalposts, Energy staff getting a kick out of things as well.
We take more away from these days and these events than the kids do, but it sure is neat letting them experience the game. Like we say, it's the game for everybody.
It's just another great example of the Energy FC growing the game. From Central Junior High in Moore, Oklahoma, Brent Skarkey for Energy FC TV.
Brent, thank you very much. You see our score. Week 19 of the USL was just completed. And as always, there are some remarkable highlights. Enjoy them.
It's Schreiber, and it's 1-0 Richmond.
That didn't come off very well. This ball headed in. Important save by McIntosh.
Fury going forward again. Here's a left-foot shot.
Sliding across in front. Header is down and it's kicked away. Herrera, 2 great saves. Oh my gosh, 3.
And for Herrera, has some time and space. Lets it fly. That is sensational from Herrera.
Lots of traffic in there. Gets lost. Oh, how about Mizell? Wow.
Ward. Near post. Oh, what a finish by Charlie Ward.
And we'll take the shot, and Ferrigno, an important parry with his right hand.
Ramos Godoy cutting onto his right and strikes, and it goes in.
Go with the right foot, and he's stopped. Isley finding a Watson with a strike, and it's number 10 on the year. Chance here for Pittsburgh. Into Brad.
Oh, what a save again.
Kuzminski.
And it will be Salgado to strike, and he puts it in the back of the net.
Brian Obi working on fines. Obi, it's off the crossbar.
Moreno with the shot, and he beats McGuire.
Guillen, first time. Becker down low.
And Gorita down low as well with the save.
Lautrec sends some service in, taken off the chest by Greg, who strikes and scores! In on goal, Callie Brown off of his line. Prater denied by Brown.
Shot from distance. Tambakis with the paw, with the save.
Lopez onside, good ball. Cheto Guzman! Lopez rolling in. San Antonio FC on top, 3-1.
So don't miss that game of the week, the Rowdies and Charleston. Around the league, the tables are indeed tightening. Only 5 teams are unbeaten in the last 5 games in the fight for the playoffs. Of course, one of those you're watching tonight with OKC unbeaten in the last 8. And how about Herrera making career appearance number 100 for the Independents, 62 goals, second all-time in USL. And Emmanuel Ledesma, the first to 10 assists, 2 shy of tying the USL record of a dozen. So, Golden Boot. And I understand you have updated this here for us, Ross, with a breaking story.
Yep, Garrett scored his leading 12th goal of the season tonight for Charleston.
So to take the lead over N. Bolson, and 4 players tied at 10. And here they are, Lancaster, Rios, Herrera, of course we just talked about, and Iwasa for Sacramento Republic. And 6 players tied for 7th with 9 goals. So it's going to be right down to the very end of the season, it appears, for the Golden Boot. So the USL coming up on ESPN August 8th on News. It'll be the Rowdies and Charleston Battery on ESPN3, St. Louis and Sacramento. Phoenix Rising and the San Antonio team you're watching tonight on August 22nd. And the following week, it'll be RGV and San Antonio one more time. Right now, San Antonio and OKC are deadlocked. Neither team able to penetrate the back of the net so far in a beautiful evening at Taft Stadium, as San Antonio has never beaten the Energy. These teams have drawn 6 times in 7 appearances, and they're halfway to 7 out of 8. We'll see how the second half turns out after we review half number 1.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on, with payment options and everything else? Nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
When that hurricane hit, the entire community came together as a whole. It was such an overwhelming response to help others. No one thought that they were going to do this before it happened, and everyone just did it. I think that's the way that human nature should be looked at.
I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you.
In Ireland, the first first Sisters of Mercy were called the Walking Sisters because every day they went out in search of women and children who needed healing or help. Mercy continues to answer the same call, dedicated to the health of every woman who comes to us for care. Mercy, in every era, your life is our life's work. Learn why we serve at mercy.net/legacy.
Last time OKC scored a goal, it was a week ago Saturday in a draw with Sacramento. San Antonio scored one on Wednesday. Neither team has been giving up very many goals lately, and that reflects in our score right here. Dave Lamont, Ross Davenport with you, and we take a look at what you might have missed if you're just joining us here. We go through some of the highlights of the first half and something right out of the box.
Yeah, this was a great header here. Got me thinking San Antonio had that man on the post. It was probably a good thing they did. Just enough. He tried to put it in that corner. He almost did put his hand up, Charlie Ward, to stop that. He had second thoughts at the last minute. This was a great chance here for Guzman. He was on that spin-around goal from him last week. What about doing it again? Just got closed down by the Greens defense.
And that was Becky, number 6, and he came up with another magnificent defensive play later on in our first half. Here is Dixon racing down the left side.
He caused a bit of havoc when he did get loose on those wings. This was one of the good Baril crosses into the box.
And Adam John, welcome to the USL. I should say welcome back to USL play.
Not in the face, they say. Oh. Okay, it was a key touch by Byers there on that one.
Yeah, that was Presley with a dangerous cross there. Here's Dixon one more time. Again, running down that left side. Tremendous skill. And here, oh, you got to shoot this.
Have a go. Oh.
Maybe trying to suck up to the new guy, Adam John, and feed him one, but Ibiaga is probably regretting that. Now Gordon, and there is Becky. That might be the most skilled play we've seen so far.
Yeah, those are the two key highlights. Is that one off the post and that tackle. Great to see a tackle being a highlight. It doesn't happen too often.
No, it doesn't, unless it usually leads to a yellow card. So there you see San Antonio with the advantage in possession and shots, equal in shots on target, just one offside. And again, in the first half, no discipline from our referee, Elton Garcia.
Yeah, you wonder how long it's going to take Coco Powell to make a change here in the second half if things remain the same, especially how the last 10 minutes of that first half went. No flow at all.
Well, you do have offense available for OKC on the bench. Christian Boleski, Jaime Sia, Miguel Gonzalez. I mean, you have people who are capable of putting the ball in the back of the net for the Greens should Steve Cook decide to go in that direction. See what's coming up for OKC, and Ross and I have mentioned that the road is going to be beckoning for this side with August 4th next week in Colorado Springs, at Tulsa on the 8th, and then finally 2 home games in August. But after August 25th, 1 home game left in the regular season.
Yeah, there's some winnable games there in those 5. Roughnecks, RGV, Sounders too. Those are winnable games, even if 2 of them are on the road.
Yeah, Monarchs are going to be tough, but you get them at Taft, so that always increases an opportunity. As winning on the road is very difficult to do in this league. San Antonio can tell you all about that. They have just the 1. They'll be home Saturday versus Los Dos. Then they go on the road big time. Seattle, Portland, and Phoenix. And then they do take Swope Park on back in San Antonio on August 25.
Yeah, those first 2 games are versus teams in the bottom 4 of the Western Conference, and then they got 4 of the next 5 games against top 7 teams in the conference.
So there we see the Greens and Alex Dixon with his 5 goals. And just looking at that group right there, those are all first half starters. Buddy walking through, there is Gordon for San Antonio, having a conversation with Guzman. Doesn't look like we see anybody different in this group.
It's funny looking at Ethan Bryant. Other than his height, he really does look like a 16-year-old. Still got plenty of room to grow into that body. He's played well in that first half, though. Had a couple, other than that first touch, he's had a couple of nice little passes that almost got through.
That's Connor Presley. That's not Bryant. Connor Presley looks pretty young, too. Number 27, and he's had a good start in the first half for San Antonio.
It looks like he's going to stay on the right-hand side again where he finished off the first half.
Of course, Presley's a whopping 20 years old, so. He's the July 4th baby. We begin half number 2. Let's see if this draw will be broken. Both teams pretty desperate for 3 points as they fight for playoff position. OKC 11th in the conference, 5 points back of both Colorado Springs and San Antonio. And an early whistle in favor of OKC.
Free kick in a nice little position here for Rasmussen to whip one in towards the penalty spot.
Well, you only get one ball to choose from there. Someone's got to pick up that loose one there before it becomes part of the play. And one of our crew is jumping into foray there. Nice job. So Rasmussen now has a chance to cause some trouble here.
Yeah, we're looking for that head of Atiba Harris, I would think.
Well, you know it's serious when the shaving cream comes out.
John's also not short of inches in the height department. See if we can get ahead on this.
Comes out a little low and headed away by the defense for San Antonio. Badil will work it back and very gently handled by McClaws.
Yeah, not the best delivery by Rasmussen there. If you're going to get it in there low, you got to have pace on it, and that ball didn't have any pace at all.
Now Dixon fighting for position, and he got Restrepo down, but lofted the shot way high and out of play.
Yeah, it came from out of nowhere. Dixon was on the edge of the 6-yard box. Found himself with plenty of space. Let's take another look at that. It's a nice ball in. It shouldn't have bounced like that, though. Cochran with a half effort. And the defender with his hands behind his back just to make sure he doesn't get called for handball.
Which teams are hitting top gear as the league comes down the stretch in the race for the 2018 USL Cup playoffs. You can find that every Monday evening with the USLsoccer.com Power Rankings. So no changes, it appears, for either manager.
Yeah, I think before long we'll see Valesky for John. I think John, I'm not sure the last time John played 90 minutes of soccer, but it's probably been a while.
Oh, that's not going over well. You can hear with Darren Powell on the San Antonio bench, that whistle against Presley.
He's been called a couple of times tonight for some physical aspects in the upper body. He got hooked the one time and got called, and that was a similar one there.
You see Powell with that black baseball cap on. It was hanging out near the fourth official. Long ball here. The race is on, and Restrepo will get there first and blast that into the concession stands. There's Powell. I think he said what he had to say. Go back to his seat. Till later. Gross with a strike, and it just misses.
Restrepo was completely stranded. Just the way that ball bounced, there was no way he was going to get to that. Callum Ross.
Oh, Ross, this does not miss by much.
Almost I think he may have snatched it a little bit, but got enough of a contact on it.
That was
He
John.
just hit it into the ground. Oh.
Wow, that's close. John, here's a perfect look at it right here.
Great flick from John. Wasn't the best of contact, but Restrepo was beaten. There's no way he was getting to that ball.
Just like first half all over again in a way. Great chances early for OKC, but nothing there. And OKC in possession early. Crowd getting into it now here at Taft.
As a keeper, you're waiting for that sweet strike, and when often one of the ones that don't come off sweetly are the hardest ones to save. You just have no idea where they're going, and that wasn't that case there. Ross would kick into the ground. Restrepo was completely stranded.
Now Chavez with the turnover there, trying to win the ball back. And indeed they do from Guzman, the energy, back to Chavez, and he'll lay it off this time. Ibiega, and everybody gets a touch. Through Becky and McClaws. They leave it off for Dixon, just couldn't quite get there in time as Mike Seth was able to sweep it away.
Timely interception by Seth there. Very well done.
Also available, we've talked quite a bit about who's on the bench for Steve Cook. Darren Powell has the young striker Alex Bruce available should he decide to inject him offensively.
Well, those key followers of USL games will have seen that goal that Bruce scored against his opponent tonight from probably 35 yards out. What a strike it was. And maybe he can repeat that one off the bench tonight for a winner.
Badil taken down. Also Maxi Rodriguez, Ryan Rushandel, Kyle Murphy, who had the goal the other night for San Antonio, is available off the bench. So along with Sonny Guadarrama and Gianluca Cuomo, who started last game. But he is more of a defensive player.
So Rasmussen, he almost looked like a lot warm, run up here like he was going to have a strike at it, but no. Hey.
Yeah, Dixon, not his best work. He knows it. Good look there at Mike Seth, who normally plays up top, but is required to play in the back line tonight. He's done well. Saved a goal, actually.
Yep, filling in nicely for King so far.
King out with a yellow card accumulation, and the same for Escalante.
Yeah, we're really missing Escalante's skill here tonight. Skill and pace and ability to beat players off the ball. With the ball, excuse me. Refs had enough of the talking from the sideline here. Assistant referees getting involved.
Flicked by John, trying to get it to Dixon. Here come a lot of bodies, and Restrepo well away from home, able to grab it.
Could have been dangerous if he wasn't paying attention. Let's see if the outlet passes has improved here in the second half from Restrepo. It's a little better.
Now Cochran, that's a nice touch there from Chavez to John, who's making his first appearance for the Greens tonight on loan from the Columbus Crew of the MLS. And now a good one-touch here.
Just needed some help on that left side.
Yep, just didn't have it. And Jono, playing aggressively, was able to win the ball back with a clean tackle. Down McClaws, and OKC maintains the possession.
Dixon made the diagonal run, but John was looking for him to make the run down the left sideline, and he wasn't there when he looked up. Had no help.
And that time, the effort to try to get it to Ross was undercooked. And San Antonio gets it back. Now Dixon, and he's got space. And Dixon gets around one, gets around two, but not three. McCarthy will finally clean it up.
Yep, just enough numbers back there for San Antonio to make life difficult. We just need a little pace of decision into this game from someone. You make that quick pass through the middle, through the diagonal pass, or we saw a couple of them in the first half find runners down the wing. It hasn't happened much since then.
Been a lot of what I would call incomplete buildups. 2/3 right, but the 1/3 missing is the 1/3 that ends it. That's a little dangerous there.
Yes, again, I think it may come down to a mistake or a turnover.
Maybe a call in the box. Who knows?
Hasn't been much
well,
action.
There's your turnover. There's Guzman now loose. And a great job by Harris to not only steal it, but avoid the corner kick. And that time, Atiba Harris with great hustle and anticipation. Smart play there by Harris.
Yeah, wily veteran of 250 games plus in the NMLS, did well there. Just enough to find himself in the way for Guzman. Sometimes that's all you need to do as a defender. Just find yourself in the way, find yourself in that spot where the attacker can't get a clean look at goal. Atiba was in the right place at the right time on that play.
Down the middle. I'm amazed that ball went a long way without being touched. And then the 16-year-old, Ethan Bryant, had a good idea, just couldn't quite execute it. But more pressure coming. Gordon, this is a battle of a couple of very strong people right there. And Gordon is shoved down finally by Ibiaga.
Well, news about Usain Bolt looking to get some soccer action in somewhere over here. The Jamaican on the track there, not in the quite same way, but
no. Usain's a lot taller too. Well, there's an interception by McClaws. Now a beautiful ball here to Adam John. John's got room to work down that left side, waiting for some help. He'll cross, and it's headed away by Hedrick, but not all the way out. Dixon gets high in the air trying to win the ball. They get it back. Now Ross strikes, and it goes past the goal into the spectators.
Stripper let that one go, and it was a little closer than I thought. John, I think, made the wrong decision. He thought he had some support. Here's the shot again from Ross. It wasn't far away. Restrepo trusted his judgment, and he was right in the end.
from the goalie's perspective.
Yeah, go back to that again. We talked about this first game for John. He was almost expecting support and didn't look up. If he cut back inside and unleashed it himself, that was probably the best option there. Waiting and waiting and waiting, and by the end it was too late.
Yeah, that's a second above average opportunity for Ross.
Yeah, it was a long way out. You've got to have a shot in games like this. It's always worth taking a putt shot from 20, 25 yards. You never know what's going to happen, especially with this turf and the way the ball can bounce off it if you go low.
Very patient pass there by McClaws and very neatly threaded. Now Dixon working with Rasmussen to his left. Dixon being held there a little bit. And yeah, there's the whistle.
Yeah, he didn't make any signal for advantage, the ref, but he did the right thing there and played it. See if anything came of it. This is a very dangerous spot here for OKC.
And a yellow card against Mike Seth. This could have been a lot worse for San Antonio. This could have been a PK. It was that close.
Yeah, a good chunk of his jersey. This was before that, but
it was just outside the penalty area. Yeah,
good
just
hold
outside.
Of his jersey. Ref did well playing the advantage and seeing if Dixon could create something from it. Didn't come. So we'll come back for this free kick here.
So the first yellow of the night.
See if Rasmussen might be wanting a strike at this. Callum Ross can also hit him. There's Rasmussen ready to go. Yeah, this wall needs to come to Restrepo's left, and then I'm moving now. See where Drew Becky's setting up. So Rasmussen might want to go to the top left corner as he's looking at it. We'll see.
Restrepo now positions himself.
I put the line there for a reason, boys. Here we go.
Big opportunity here. Rasmussen strikes on goal, and it's in the back of the net. Rasmussen has put OKC in front, 1-0.
The Dane coming through for OKC. It's a huge goal.
You had Restrepo on one side, and the ball ended up on the other.
Yeah, exactly where I thought he might go. He didn't quite catch it top corner, but he was enough just inside the post. Restrepo couldn't get over there in time. Saw it late. You said a shorter goalie. Never had a chance at it. Didn't see it in time.
And you got a great view of how nicely he tucks that by the post too.
Perfectly struck direction-wise, just inside that post.
So Philip Rasmussen, his first goal of the season, comes in the 58th minute and gives the Energy the 1-0 lead as they try to make it 9 in a row without a loss.
He's been a key part of this unbeaten streak, Rasmussen, since arriving. And that's a huge goal at this point. See if things open up now. San Antonio going to have to throw a few more bodies forward.
And they come out very aggressively with Gordon. Gordon against Ibiega. The ball just sort of rolled with nobody taking it. Now McClaws will intercept it for the Greens and try to get things going the other way with Dixon. Nice switch for Baril. And there was talk at the beginning of the night from the San Antonio camp. There's a chance they could move from 10th to 6th in the West if everything fell in their way. First things first, however, they're now trailing in this one.
Yeah,
Ooh, that was dangerous.
Games in hand from the teams above them, 3 or 4 in some cases. But games in hand are useless if you don't win them. They're not guaranteed points. Some people think of games in hand as a positive, but when you're, especially when so many of them on the road, it might not be.
Harris there to save that one. The Energy FC Gold Card, a benefit for season seat members. You can earn discounts at several metro area locations like Carl's Plax, the Soccer Store, Dental Works, and Movie Central, and Flower Boutique in Tuttle. Learn more, visit energyfc.com/gold. There's Ethan Bryant.
Is it bedtime yet?
It's mine. No, the 16-year-olds stay up late.
They do, especially this time of year. He's on vacation, but on a soccer field.
It's the longest he's gone without playing Fortnite.
Right, he is actually homeschooled. Reading about that earlier.
What an opportunity for a 16-year-old to play at a high-level professional soccer. San Antonio trying to get off the deck. Just the one road win on the year. And they're going to get used to playing on the road. Both these teams are, to close out the regular season.
We talked earlier a bit about the amount of travel involved in this league. There's probably no other league like it, even though they are in conferences. And we talked about going to Seattle and Portland. It's long trips.
Well, just an example of what happened in an Eastern Conference matchup tonight. They were playing the Nashville-Toronto game in Rochester and had to change the start time of the game 2 hours because of travel issues for Nashville. Some parts of the country in New York State were clobbered with some awful weather yesterday. And so their trip delayed.
Some good possession here from San Antonio. Let's see if they can turn it into something. Cochran getting a little further forward.
And could not maintain control of it. So now both managers start thinking their substitutions a little bit differently than they did a few minutes ago. Darren Powell thinking, who can I turn to? Yeah, and I would think Alex Bruce would be the first name that jumps off the paper.
Yeah, and Kyle Murphy's had a nice game-winning goal earlier in the week. Maybe he can come on and make a difference. He has plenty of experience in the USL.
And if you're OKC, you've got a lot of offense sitting on that bench. And now here's a chance that's ended by the flag.
Another look at that one. I'm not sure. Rasmussen didn't think he was offside.
Most of the crowd at Taft didn't think so either. So let's see.
Yeah, he might have just a bit. Yep. He was very close though. Good call from the linesman.
Long ball here. Trapped almost beautifully by Guzman. Instead, it's going to go out of bounds and be a throw-in. Very quickly handled by Guzman, trying to get it into Presley, and instead McLaws will come away with it. That was a dangerous ball floated down the middle and taken away by San Antonio. And Cochran. Cochran to Omar Gordon. He'll fire, and that's an easy one for Byers.
Poor from Gordon. Again, he had that little stretch where he scored in 3 straight games early this season. I wonder if teams have figured him out. A little one-dimensional at times. Still got 28 minutes to make himself a hero here.
Byers with a long kick. Presley, good job by McLaws to get in the way of Presley there, who was trying to make something happen.
McLaws doesn't get forward much, but he does a great job on the defensive side of things. Coming in here tonight for Kyle Howland. Oklahoma native has been starting a lot left back lately. This is 9th start at left at that position.
Trying to get a one-touch to Bryant, and a mistake made there. And Byers will sweep it away as Harris let the ball go. Hard to understand why. Just had a little blink of an eye, I guess.
He's breathing a big sigh of relief after that. That could have been very dangerous. Again, San Antonio struggling to get it out of the back with any effectiveness.
I know Hedrick pushing up a little bit. Oh, good skill that time. As Seth is pushed up a little bit, understandably. That's more of his natural way of anyway. Presley, marked by McLaws, and McLaws will get rid of it right in front of Cody Lorendi, who's over there warming up in case he's needed. But a corner kick coming up here for San Antonio. This will be their second.
Charlie Ward coming over the take. He's been quiet so far this second half.
Very.
See if we can make some noise here with this corner kick. All about the delivery.
To the center. Headed away by Ross, and a whistle there, and Dixon has to be careful. Lopez and he briefly tangled, and Dixon with just a little bit of a push
Very, very upset with something there.
Yeah, and he reacted quickly. The referee, Garcia, wants a quick word. You see, oh, I see why. Yeah, yep. And Rasmussen wisely jumped in there before Dixon got overheated.
Free kick into the... Yep, having a word here. Elbows will do damage. That's what upset Dixon so much.
Yeah, and a quick word now for Lopez, I believe, also. Or maybe Gordon is going to argue this, but I'm not sure the referee would have been able to see that elbow, but he certainly saw Dixon's reaction. I was a little surprised Dixon didn't draw a caution.
Yeah, I mean, having the elbows up in his natural position when you jump, but you just got to avoid the swing. Once you move that shoulder and swing that elbow, that's when things can happen.
Now Dixon reacted so quickly too, but did not go beyond that little push. That ball kind of hung up in the air a little bit. And they'll sweep it all the way back to Brian Byers. Let's see, this would be an interesting ruling.
Looked like Seth got a good touch on it. That was a key one too, because Dixon was gone if he hadn't got it. Fixing the advertising hoardings. Oop.
Oh, that was a little dangerous. John, he can't get there in time, and he too bumping by one of the ad signs around Taft.
Steve Cook will be liking the way these last 5 minutes have gone. Oklahoma City take the lead and have settled down and continuing to deny San Antonio any space.
And they really have not had many opportunities in the entire match, San Antonio.
Talked about the lack of offense by OKC, but their defense has been very, very good. So other than that one game where they gave up 4, they've been very, very good.
Is that going to stay in bounds? It is not. And that gives me a chance to remind you that if you want to win tickets to a USL game of your choice, show off how well you know the league every Tuesday morning in the USLsoccer.com Pick'em contest, have a chance to be a winner.
It's interesting to see who makes the first change here. Does Cook wait for Powell to bring on another attacking option and then make a change, or does he bring in a little bit of extra defensive help before that happens? Cat and mouse game.
Gordon stripped behind beautifully by Chavez, the captain.
Yep, he's quietly having a good game, the captain.
Trying to get through here to Dixon and just missed the connection. It's been that way for John tonight. He's had so many almost moments in his OKC debut. Presley, oh yes it is. Bryant on the other end of it. There's a cross, dangerous one, and a rip from Gordon Miles out of play.
Better off just taking the touch, knocking it back inside and settling down on this one. Let's take another look. It's a teasing cross from Bryant. Yeah, hitting one from the half volley from 20 yards, and we see how far that went over the goal. Didn't knock over any drinks, thankfully.
No, but it came pretty close. Well, Dixon, that's a beautiful header just to keep that from going out of bounds, and that's going to force a throw in. As instead, Hedrick had to get rid of it.
More good pressure from OKC here. See if they can get this one into the box again.
They're throwing it in there. They'll try to start. That's a cute little ball played there for Ross. Didn't quite make it all the way. Big battle here, and finally I was waiting for a whistle to go one way or the other.
Oh, McLaws wants the advantage. Did superbly well there to stave off the tension from the San Antonio tackler. Played an excellent ball to Rasmussen, and the ref blew the whistle. This is great work here. Strong. Here's the little clip to Rasmussen, who was in tons of space when the whistle went.
He thinks he wants, I think he wants something from Presley right there, but he just tripped over him. I don't see much there.
No, I think he want, the advantage is what he wanted, but see if Rasmussen can make the most of it here.
Well, the goal scorer of the night for OKC, Rasmussen. This time he'll be trying to pick up another assist. Restrepo had it all the way with a punch.
John was on a ton of
Yes,
space there.
he was. I was
just waiting for that ball to drop to him.
Waiting like a dog for the scrap off the table. And Gordon lost his balance there, gets it back, and gets it over to his teammate.
A great ball down this right side.
Ooh, Seth.
This is where he likes to be in his other team's box. Have a go.
Oh, Presley taken down, and we are going to the spot.
Great touch from Presley. Forced, was it Callum Ross to leave his feet?
And no argument here at all from OKC, and a PK opportunity coming up here for San Antonio.
Superb touch there from Seth. Nice little pass inside. It's just careless. Let's see who it was.
It wasn't
Rasmussen
Becky.
Turned around in the frustration, knew exactly what was coming.
So it appears that the PK will be taken by Omar Gordon.
That was Mike Seth getting forward where he likes to be. Nice little pass inside. It's a superb little chip. He knew the attention would be coming presently, and he did what he had to do. Again, we talked about it earlier. Leave your feet in the box. You're leaving yourself prone to one of these.
Yeah, Gordon walked away. Looks like it'll be Mikey Lopez instead. Take a look at it again from a lower angle, and you'll see the contact.
Oof.
You know, he's either Becky perhaps did get a piece of him after all, or McClaws. Either way, it'll be Lopez with a chance to strike and equalize this game. Here we go.
Easy. Good finish.
Lower right-hand corner. And indeed, he quiets the crowd at Taft. Lopez picks up his third goal of the season, and we're equal.
It was always where he was going. Byers just picked wrong. Easy slot. He did go early, Byers. These guys are getting so good at PKs now, they can almost wait for that keeper to move and then go to the other side. Should have set up an interesting final 17 minutes here.
Well, now your substitution patterns change again.
Nope. Yeah,
now, how are you playing this game? Are you playing to try to shove another goal down in here? And and you go with the offensive players, of which both sides have some excellent goal scorers available.
For San Antonio, a point in the road is point in the road is never a bad thing.
Looks like Christian Valesky we saw in our picture just a moment ago with his warm-ups off, ready to come in. Now, will he come in for John? That seems to be a sensible substitution. Striker for striker, and John may not be able to go the full 90 tonight in his USL debut for 2018.
I would expect that to be the case, but you never know. There we go. It's not going to be the case. We're going to throw two up front.
They're going to take out Rasmussen, who was the goal scorer.
And as you said, these home games are few and far to come by for OKC. They need this win. Steve Cook's going to give it a go with two up front. John and Valesky. 4-4-2.
And John just got belted from behind and going for that header, and he's a little bit shaken. Didn't appear to be anything dirty, just run a play. He's going to have to get up here pretty quickly because OKC trying to manage a counterattack. McClaws lays it off nicely. Give it go! And Presley. And then McClaws just got hammered, but no call from the official. Now we've got another player, Hedrick, cramping. And everybody's going to be happy to get a break in here because OKC gets the sub they want. Hedrick gets a chance to stretch a little bit and get rid of that cramp. So
Great
Rasmussen will leave and Valesky will come in.
Yeah, great run by McClaws there, and another massive tackle. This time by Presley on the ground. Went down, did what he had to do, stifle out the chance. And we'll see where Valesky, whether he sets up behind John or alongside him. Homers now, you take out that attacking midfield, and you're going to have to force Callum Ross or Justin Chavez to get a little more involved on the offensive side of things.
Well, while Hedrick recovers, Morelos is a proud partner of Energy FC. Get your grocery shopping done and buy your tickets to the next Energy FC home match. That'll be August 11th, by the way. It's Supermercado Morelos stores on Southwest 59th and Santa Fe and Northwest 50th and Meridian.
Darren Powell won't want to see Hedrick down at this point with the situation in their back line. We do have Gianluca Cuomo on the bench, if needed, at the back.
Well, he might be needed. Here we are, getting late in the match. You wonder about Hedrick's ability to finish.
Trainer seems to give the thumbs up, seems to be all right.
Little pickle juice will take care of all that.
And walk it off.
And you see Ross taking advantage to do a little stretching at midfield. So only one substitution made so far in the 75th minute. Valesky in for the goal scorer for OKC, Rasmussen. And here is Ross. So you've got two snipers out there, and here's Valesky. And he earns the throw in. Going long for John. Couldn't quite get it to him. Bryant couldn't get rid of it. Long strike and a spectacular save by Restrepo as the rip by Chavez was punched away. Now Dixon into the box. Ball's loose and it's going to be swept away by McCarthy.
Man, Valesky almost made his entrance there with a goal. It was a good strike. It looked like Restrepo must have seen it late because it was from a long way out and out wide. Either that or it moved late. Restrepo, very late dive. It was a good height for him, but so we got a foul here on.
Well, it's yeah, a lot of yelping in the crowd. This time Hedrick, I don't know if that's a cramp or related to the activity as we show you the shot again from the goalkeeper's perspective.
Yeah, he was screened, and it dipped very late. It was comfortable in the end though for Restrepo, but he had to leave his feet. Took the wind out of him maybe.
Well, this is going to add quite a bit to our stoppage time at the end of this match. And he appears to have a little bit of a cramp issue too. You see off the header and the little collision that goes on there, and then Diego says, you know what? I need a moment.
A little bit of gamesmanship here.
From him? Oh, no way.
You'll get the minutes back, boys, I know. Yeah, I think he's telling Hedrick he has to go off just for a play. Restrepo still looks like he's in trouble.
Well, he is an acrobatic keeper and came up with a magnificent save that time to keep this game level. Referee's ready. Interesting that we've only had the one substitution so far.
Yeah, I think it was probably a good thing they waited. Now things have changed quite a bit.
That's going to go against OKC. The referee felt that was heavy and may even been reaching into his pocket. He does have the card out. That's going to go against Harris. Now, Ibiega is really arguing this, but Harris is the one who committed the infraction.
Got to be careful here.
Yes, I think you do. That's a very good point. Ibiega is being pushed away by Becky.
Harris gets the yellow. Let's take another look.
Is it worthy of a yellow?
Just came in high with the elbows again. I mean, they were both coming in from angles. I don't think that was the problem. Neither of them went straight up. Harris obviously doesn't like the call. I think the ref almost had to give that card to calm things down after the last foul. Just got to send a message.
So San Antonio's going to bring in Guadarrama for Bryant. We'll have a throw-in coming up here for San Antonio. Still waiting for that substitution to be official, but that's the word we've been passed. The Guadarrama will come in for the 16-year-old, Ethan Bryant, who played well.
Yeah, next time, next time.
Yep, good to get a little bit of experience in there. Veteran midfielder, Guadarrama.
Through here, dangerous zone, it's a goal! Guzman with the deflection, and San Antonio has taken the lead. And a seat.
Wow.
This is an absolutely beautiful feed.
Won't change the substitution.
My goodness, San Antonio may steal 3 points here.
Yep. Guadarrama, League MX veteran. 10 years in that league. This is where you need that kind of guy. Come on here, settle things down now. Especially now you've got the lead, excuse me. Taking a look at that goal. Great ball in, was it? Oh, just a great ball. Becky gave Guzman too much space, and that's for a striker of his quality. That's easy. Too easy.
Third goal of the year for Guzman.
It almost looked like the defenders weren't ready for that ball.
I don't think anybody was. We haven't had that many clear, easy opportunities like that this evening. Everything has been so contested.
Yep. Yeah, Guzman, you find yourself 6 yards out with a clear shot like that. Even you find you surprise yourself how good defensively OKC has been over the last few weeks. We'll see if Guadarrama slots in the middle there.
And a shaving cream foul here. So Badil now, with Rasmussen out, will handle the free kicks.
Yeah, okay, see, we'll be looking for the second ball here, that knockdown perhaps.
This came out really low, and I'm not at all a clean strike.
That's poor from Burrell. Better than that.
Boy, this game has changed. Goal by Lopez on the PK in the 73rd minute, and then Guzman in the 81st minute. After OKC picked up the Rasmussen goal in the 58th minute. Charlie Ward got the assist on that cross. Restrepo off the line, and a little push there from Valesky, and we've got a corner kick coming up for the Energy. Ward gets his first assist of the season, and a magnificent one at that.
And this game's turned around quickly.
Badil, near post, Valesky goes for it. Everybody screaming handball, and the referee didn't see it. I didn't either, by the way, but the OKC players thought they had a handball coming.
No, there was too many bodies in there for the ref to see it from where he was. He was in the right position, but there was just too much going on in a confined space. So got Mike Seth down, knock on his knee.
We've got about 7 minutes at the minute. We've got about 7 minutes. That's all your injuries.
Oh, looks like he might have taken it where it hurts you a little more.
Well, I don't know. At the moment, Mike Seth's just very unhappy.
2 goals and subs and everything.
And we can hear the OKC bench wondering how many minutes are going to be added on at the end of this half.
We've heard a lot of things from both benches, and for those of you who are easily offended by language, we're sorry, but those are live mics and very live people, so that's going to happen.
Don't see it there. I mean, everybody was, 3 of them went up for it. Oh, dear.
Even McCarthy thought there was a handball. I'm assuming he thinks it was against OKC, but yeah, there was so much going on. I didn't even see what could have happened to Mike Seth as they look at his leg.
Well, the S word this time from the OKC bench was 7. They want 7 minutes of injury time. It might be close to that.
Well,
if not 6.
God, we've had 2 yellows, 3 goals, and some cramps and some injuries. You know what? 6 is reasonable. OKC is going to bring Al Hassan. And And looks like they're going to take out Chavez, so we'll see who handles the captain's duties. As Seth's going to have to come out until the referee lets him back in. Long throw and coming up here for OKC. Gordon got it in the air. Restrepo wisely gets off the line. Guzman, Presley will try to get there first. And McClaw's fighting for it. And Guadarrama in as a substitute. Takes down McClaw's. And it'll be right there. As the referee. We're now going to get the substitution. You can hear everybody yelling it in case you didn't know it was coming. But they did not report the substitution. This is like basketball where you got a big old horn that everybody knows when you're coming into the game. It's up to the referee. Ross. Oh, this could be a dangerous ball down the line here. Now Valesky with an opportunity. Valesky stops. Valesky creates room, shoots, and just missed the equalizer. He had the goalie beaten.
I think he thought it was in. He was almost half celebrating. Realized it just curved past the post. What a chance.
He had Restrepo on the ground.
A great ball from Callum Ross. Perfectly weighted. Valesky timed his run perfectly. Cut back inside here on Cochran. Restrepo did well to go down, which limited his chances. He had to lift it over him. That may have been the difference between a goal and what happened there. Khalif Al Hassan on the Ghanaian.
Al Hassan in. So 2 substitutions used by Steve Cook as he tries to steal back this game that San Antonio has stolen from him. San Antonio FC will have a foul called against Presley here and a card coming as well. Now the yellow cards are coming fast and furious. That's our third of the half.
Yeah, Al Hassan will give OKC a little more attacking options in the middle.
And the goal scorer from Wednesday night, Murphy, will come on for Guzman, the goal scorer who has put San Antonio in front.
Yeah, it's just some fresh legs to chase the ball down here up top. Nice game for Guzman, obviously. Go-ahead goal at the moment.
Well, the intensity this match has really picked up in the last 10 minutes.
Murphy scored a goal with his head earlier in the week. Might be needed to clear one with his head here.
Into the wash. A lot of bodies there in that header now. Let's see whose head is it off of. It'll be off of a Greens player, and it'll be a goal kick for Diego Restrepo. You want to get the key talking points from across the USL every week. You can tune into the Hat Trick with Kelsey Steele on Monday evenings on the USL's Instagram account to stay in the know. Now, what's what around the league?
He'll have some plenty of experience with the Portland Timbers. Hasn't scored many goals the last few years in his trips around NASL and USL. Goal tonight would do him some good.
We're going to get the last substitution here. Cuomo will come in.
Here's the one that makes sense.
For McCarthy.
Trying to lock things up at the back. Some fresh legs in there as well on the other end.
McCarthy hasn't played much this season. This is just his second appearance of the year.
Played well tonight.
Takes off his helmet.
Taking his time to get off.
Well, this would be a huge win for San Antonio and a bitter defeat for OKC if this ends up like this. Would end OKC's run at 8 of unbeaten.
Pushes San Antonio up into even more into the playoff mix.
John. Now fighting for it, OKC,
wow.
And that call going against the Energy.
John's not happy with that one.
No, he got pushed and was looking for a call but did not get it, and he's hearing why he didn't get it.
San Antonio will take their time with this one.
But I agree with all the assessments from down at field level. I think we're looking at a good hunk of stoppage time here.
Yeah, at least 5 or 6.
How many minutes? How many minutes? Hey, Elton. Elton.
Yeah, elbow again.
Hey, stoppage time, Elton.
Well, they haven't posted it yet, which is a little bit, they're a little tardy.
They're still counting it. Exactly how many.
They've run out of fingers, apparently.
Board only goes to 5, maybe. 6 seems to be the...
It is 6, we understand. There you go.
OKC we're never going to be happy no matter what the number that was put up.
No, they would like 60, not 6. Baril.
Baril's got to get involved here. You're such a threat again.
Oh, turned it right back over.
That's not the way to do it.
No, and turns it over again. Guadalajara. And an opportunity now here for San Antonio. Down the left side for Gordon off the delicate touch from Murphy. And a big fight right around the corner flag.
There's another few seconds off the clock.
And Gordon.
No hurry.
No, he might be cramping. When you have 0 body fat like this guy does, you cramp up a little bit more easily than the average human.
And finally, support comes. The ref he knows when it's gamesmanship, he'll add on. It says it's a minimum of 6, remember. It's a corner.
Now, Gordon's doing a great job of eating time up here.
Interesting to see if they play this short or whip it in. Likely go short, yep.
Well, first off, he's not going to take the kick. Ward's going to mosey over.
This is where you got to control yourself as an OKC defender, especially if you've already got a yellow card like that individual there. He didn't like the one he got, but he does have one. He's got to be careful. Get frustrated, lash out. You're going to find yourself out on the sideline. Or in the locker room, I should say.
Well, the last corner kick went about 2 inches. This one goes about 2 inches. And Gordon, and they're just doing everything they can to kill time here.
Doing a great job of it. It's not pretty effective. Do what you got to do, especially you get a win on the road like this. They won't care how ugly it is these last 3 minutes or so.
So we've had 3 of the shortest corner kicks in the history of the sport taken there by San Antonio, and finally they give it up. And Byers launches.
Great header by Hedrick.
John trying to get involved. He is going to go the full distance tonight, is John.
Good tackle.
Wow, Baril just stripping from behind.
And a good ball.
Now Becky, who's wearing the captain's armband, over to Dixon. Dixon will cross into traffic. Not enough on it. And Gordon will leak it out the other way for San Antonio FC.
Still got plenty of running in him.
Well, that's a nice little ball there by McClaws over to Moss. Or Ross, pardon me.
This is where OKC wants it. Let's see if they can keep possession. Manufacture a chance here. Could be. Ooh.
Oh, there could be a chance here. It's a shot opportunity here for Becky.
Oh.
And it did go. Did not go.
Anybody else but the central defender.
Oh, my.
Might have put that one away, finding himself in uncharted territory. Sticks the tongue out, knows what that could have been. What a key goal that could have been.
Well, let's see exactly what happened. Did he just get too much of it?
Good work by Valesky under pressure. And a great touch. Yeah, just.
No, Restrepo forced him too. I didn't give Restrepo credit for coming off the line. Valesky didn't have a clean shot.
Yeah, but you got to put that on goal.
Yeah, I agree.
You can even force the save.
We think it's going to be a little more than 6 minutes of stoppage time, but let's see where the ball is when we get to the end here. Dixon. Valesky. No. Well done there by Cuomo. And a smart move back to Byers. He's going to just have to rip.
Not the best of clearances. Gordon didn't want any part of that.
OKC trying to make it 9 unbeaten. It's going to take a bit of a miracle in order to do so, but they're going to get a chance here with a throw-in.
Darren Powell won't want to see these balls, but these long balls bouncing anywhere near that box.
McClaws. Valesky had posted up, tried to get it back to McClaws, and it'll be swept away from Presley and out of bounds.
Just too heavy of a touch.
You can see very quickly trying to get that ball in to Becky. Myers way out from his goal now, understandably.
They'll lump it up there. They got some big targets.
Yeah, we couldn't get it through to one of them. And Becky, one more time back to Byers. His time is just about up.
It's basically 2 at the back now.
Referee
just
just
up for these long balls.
Yeah, ref just checked his watch too. John.
Give him 30 seconds extra.
You're gonna get.
This might be it here. No, he's giving the throw, not the corner.
Oh, and is it? Oh, and Restrepo got just enough of a hand on it. Dixon. Shot is blocked, deflected away by Presley. Ibiega lets it go. That's it before the throw-in, and the frustration on Ibiega as he boots that one into the crowd. And San Antonio beats OKC for the first time in their history and thrust themselves back even into a better position in the playoff race. And for OKC, their unbeaten string dies at 8. After having a 1-0 lead in this game, they could not hang on. And there is our Energy FC Man of the Match, brought to you by Mass Mutual of Oklahoma. Philip Rasmussen, who had the tally for OKC that put them in the lead. Yeah, we will be back for the Centec postgame show right after these messages.
When that hurricane hit, the entire community came together as a whole. It was such an overwhelming response to help others. No one thought that they were going to do this before it happened, and everyone just did it. I think that's the way that human nature should be looked at.
I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you.
A well's output is only as strong as landing the production stream. In extreme conditions, call for extreme durability. At Syntec, our engineers understand what matters. That's why we craft centralizers differently than anyone else in the industry. Laser cut from a single piece of special steel alloy. There's only one centralizer this strong. Syntec Centralizers, an international symbol of quality.
No lack of action in the second half, but unfortunately for OKC, a lack of points as the wind beginning to whip through here at OKC. We welcome you to the Energy FC postgame show, brought to you by Syntec. And Ross, this second half was something. We came out with a hot start in the game the first couple of minutes for OKC, and I think when you look back on it from a Greens perspective, there were a lot of what-if chances that didn't go through.
Yeah, again, their goal came down to a set piece. Just not enough quality chances. That was one there. A couple of, just got to put them on frame. Make Restrepo work. That one good save later. This was a great goal by Rasmussen. So when you do make him get one goal, you never know what's going to go in. That's a great view of it there.
And what Restrepo saw at the last second, just could not see it over the wall. Gorgeous kick from Rasmussen. That gave OKC a 1-0 lead after we didn't see a goal in the first half. And we wondered how San Antonio would respond, and here's how.
Yeah, great touch by Mike Seth. Lovely little look there, and then an excellent touch to, oh man. If they hadn't made that play, he would have had a great shot on goal. It was a clear-cut penalty.
Yeah, nobody from OKC complaining about that. Mikey Lopez easily finds the open corner, and suddenly we're equal.
Right in the crowd he did. And it got even quieter.
Restrepo with an acrobatic save on the long shot from the captain Chavez. And again, a late look from Diego on that, but he was able to punch that away. And this is the goal that nobody saw.
It's just a great run and a great service. All he needs to do is get any kind of touch on that, and I was going to find the back of the net, and Guzman did. He's too good of a striker not to miss those kind of chances. He takes the seat, a deserved one after that one.
Now, it was Ward who got the assist on that. It was an absolutely perfect feed. And then the chances began to pile up late.
Just another one just off target. So many near misses tonight.
Yeah, Zaleski, he beats Restrepo, but can't get it on frame, as you mentioned. And then there's another opportunity here that's not going to go on frame here from Becky.
Oh, Becky. Lucky bounce, but it found its way to him, and we'll be seeing that one tonight when he goes to sleep.
And Zaleski did the right thing. He found the open man, and then one more chance.
Great little flick from one of the unlikely guys. Hassan.
Restrepo
did just enough. He was quick on it. Got those quick feet. Got over there to make the save and hold on to the win.
Possession virtually equal. Discipline tonight. San Antonio hit with 2 yellow cards to 1. The shots favoring OKC, but not shots on target. Ultimately, the top line is what matters the most. So 3 points for San Antonio, and a big win for them. First time they've beaten the Greens, and only their second win on the road. And OKC running out of home matches, as is San Antonio. They won't have another home match again for 2 weeks, so they're going to have to make up more ground and start a new streak. And that will have to be on the road next week. So the next matched up for OKC, that's going to be tough. At altitude at Colorado Springs, 7 o'clock on Saturday, August 4th.
Yeah, tonight's results, each one of these games now becomes more and more critical for OKC, sitting on the outside of the playoffs looking in, especially now with San Antonio having won 3 in a row. Keep moving up.
And Colorado Springs right in that cluster of teams that we showed you at the beginning of the show, too, fighting for the playoffs. For our crew and my partner, Ross Davenport, I'm Dave Lamont. We thank you for watching the United Soccer League.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.